What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? Your boy's back, and this is my recap / review of Wildcard weekend for the 2014 playoffs in the NFL, and my prediction for next week's divisional round of playoffs. Now, if y'all see my Wildcard weekend prediction, then y'all know that I got 3 out of 4 of my predictions right, which I'm proud of, but kind of salty at the same time. I was 75% right on all my predictions, but can't get them all right, can you? But the one prediction that I did get right ended up being the game of the week. I said the Kansas City Chiefs would lose to the Indianapolis Colts by 3 points or less. I was right about that one. That had to be the game of the week for Wildcard weekend. I mean, how the hell do you are you down by a 28-point deficit at halftime, then come back and win the game by 1 point? That's the next level shit right there. I mean, that's stepping it up for the playoffs strictly. I mean, Andrew Luck, that dude is the truth. He proved that he is clutch. He proved that he can make plays, and he proved that he can bounce back from a couple of botched plays and plays that went to hell. I mean, he threw what, 2 interceptions, 2 picks, I believe, but he made up for that. I mean, hell, in the first quarter, I mean, like on the first opening drive, he was what, 7 for 7 and ended up getting a touchdown, which is amazing. I mean, the fact that Jamal Charles got knocked out, it did cripple the running game for the Chiefs. I mean, come on, look at their receiving core. They pretty good. They pretty stacked on their on the receiving side of the ball. And the defense, as time went on, especially in the third quarter, they started to break down a little bit more because Andrew Luck started to find holes in the defense, and he just started picking them apart. And the running game stepped up too. And Andrew Luck, he also needed to step up where he needs to step up as far as using his feet too. But yeah, I got that one right. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles losing to the New Orleans Saints. That one I called right. I said 6 points or less. I ended up being right. Everybody was skeptical about how the Saints were going to fare in the because Drew Brees is used to playing in his dome. He's used to playing. He's not used to playing outside of the stadium in cold weather. And Philly, Philly used it. You would think that they would use the elements against them, but it ended up not being the case. I mean, because I called it down the middle as far as this. Nick Foles, while he might be good, but he's still too green to win a playoff game. I mean, and LaShawn McCoy, they contained LaShawn McCoy. I mean, the Saints defense did a real good job of doing that. And Drew Brees, he stepped it up. But I think that the most important element of their side of the ball was probably the Saints running game. The Saints running game was A1. I mean, it's a good thing that they stepped their running game up while shutting the Eagles running game down. Which we're gonna see how they do next week against. We'll see how they do next week against the Seahawks. But all right. Now for the AFC, or at least now for Sunday's games, I gotta eat some crow right here. I really have to eat my words. I picked the Bengals over the Chargers by 10 points or more. I don't know if I did that just because I'm a Steelers fan and that was supposed to be their playoff spot, or I didn't know if I was happy about it because they beat the Bengals, and the Bengals is our division rival. But Andy Dalton, he ended up choking. He threw what, 3 or 4 interceptions, and out of those, 3 of them were in the last half of the game. They played the Chargers did play an okay game, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, they were okay, but against they can't be okay next week. They have to be exceptional. If not, they're gonna get slaughtered, which I do believe they are. But I'll get to that in a second. But I call that game. That's the one prediction that I got wrong. It ended up being 27-10 by way of the Chargers. And y'all notice that a lot of these guys are losing on their home turf. That goes to show you that you don't always necessarily have a home field advantage. Now, last game, I called this one too. The 49ers versus the Green Bay Packers. It's official. Colin Kaepernick is the kryptonite for the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Green Bay Packers have been through hell this year. An 8-8 record. An 8-7-1 record. Injuries. Randall Cobb was injured. This is his first game back. Aaron Rodgers being on and off the field. Clay Matthews being hurt. But their secondary did step it up. Tramon Williams, the secondary and the quarterbacks, they did step up. But it wasn't enough. Because I believe that they contained the pass good enough, Colin Kaepernick, but the rushing game was something else. Colin Kaepernick rushed for what? 88 yards? 90 yards or more, I believe. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. It was pretty close to 100 yards. But yeah, they can't stop the run. And I think the defensive side, they show that weakness in them. Like I said, or maybe it's just Colin Kaepernick. Now, their receiving core is good, but they didn't get off like they should have got off. I mean, but like I said, whatever they lacked in the receiving part, they made up for it for the run. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what the Packers can do next year. Now, as far as my predictions for the divisional round of the playoffs, Saints, Seahawks. Now, I believe that this is going to be closer than people think it's going to be. I mean, the Saints. The Saints are the underdog, and the Seahawks are the hot favorite in the NFC division alone. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and because Russell Westbrook, that dude is something else. I mean, and Marshawn Lynch, beast mode. When he's on, he's on. And the Seahawks defense has stepped it up too. I think that it's pretty even on the offensive side of the ball for both sides, but I think what the Saints lack in defense, the Seahawks make up for in defense, and they're going to exploit that. So I'm going to go ahead and say the Seahawks by 8 points. 8 points even. All right, now, Patriots-Colts. I think this one's going to be the game of the week right here. Now, everybody knows that, it seems like, it's like almost like Batman and Robin. Tom Brady's Batman and Andrew Luck is Robin almost. But I mean, because both of these dudes are like the comeback kids. But this is gonna probably be like the highest scoring game of the weekend. Y'all can count on this. I think the score's gonna be like 47-48 or something like that. And do I dare call the upset? Yes, I'm gonna call the upset. I'm gonna say the Colts are gonna win. They're gonna beat the Patriots by 3 points or less. Like I said, I'm going to be brave with this one. 49ers Panthers. It's going to be another high scoring game. I mean, and they stepping into the Panthers territory, which is very, very dangerous. The Panthers is real dangerous. But then again, you can't really kind of like the 49ers either. But this is going to kind of be like the mirror match of the whole playoffs. I'm going to go ahead and say Panthers by a touchdown. Now, the Chargers and the Broncos. Now, for a team that's not supposed to be there, the Chargers did pretty damn good. I mean, but I don't know. Like I said, well, they just made the right moves at the right time, and they just happened to capitalize on the mistake that the Bengals made. The Broncos are something else. They are world beaters. They play on an entirely another level this year. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to go ahead and say Broncos by 10 points or more. Anyway, that's my review of Wildcard Weekend and my prediction for the Divisionals. I'll see y'all in the next video.